be nice, man. If he's healthy, ready to go, got the rest that he needed. It's a long season, so even a light ankle sprain like that, you don't want it to linger. And I think he's back, ready to go.
Curious when you was going to a game that the only team that beat you guys has been the Warriors. Just the thoughts of getting another shot at them. You guys like to avenge losses. So.
We try to win every game. I know we try to create something for every game to find a motivation, and obviously that's something that we see that it's the only team we've lost to this season, but we have them back-to-back nights, and we're just going to take it one by one and try to play the basketball that we play.
I don't know if you saw Obama.
Good.
Okay, so what's your reaction? The ownership thing, and B, if you got the shout out.
Just everybody's involved right now. I've heard every type of name, so it's not really my main focus. Obviously I have a respect for the president. Just one of those things that's cool to hear. A decision's made now, and we just move forward. So, we're focused on winning basketball games and, making this organization as attractive as possible. And, there's a lot of benefits that, that come with Phoenix and the storied franchise of the Suns.
The other night, Dario hit his first shot in over a year, and you guys were going nuts on the bench. What was that moment like for him and for you guys watching those during it?
Hey, man, I was happy from the moment I heard Coach, call his name down the bench. I perked up and I got excited for him. And, you see him right now, he's putting in extra work. He's been on that grind for over a year now, of not being able to compete, but have to check in every day and go through treatments and go through physical therapy and court work. I know that can be tough. So, for it to finally pay off and him get a opportunity to be out there, was good for all of us.
With Dame out, Simons has been handling a bit more of the load. What have been your impressions of him?
Really good. He has everything. He's one of those guys that really doesn't have, a weakness in his game. So, you just want to go out there and make it tough. He's young. He's going to be in this league for a really long time, doing really, really big things. So, we just want to go out there and make it hard on him.
He's taking 10 threes a game right now. What kind of green light, speaking to being a young player in the past, what does that kind of green light do for confidence?
It does everything. And, the team trusts him. I'm sure Dame trusts him. I think that last play against us was, a test of that. And just the willingness to take that shot, says a lot about, a young player. So, it's been really, really cool to watch his game develop over time and being able to see it, in his first year when he was I think 18 when he came in, and now just the steady improvement, steady getting better.
Some of the challenges of playing a team back to back, and not a fan of the schedule.
I like it. It's baseball like. I think it's cool. Whatever happens, result of the first game. The second one, it's gonna have its type of motivations from the night before. So, I'm cool with it.
I started out of the bubble, and I the year after when you guys did it with Dallas.
Yeah.
Think we could stick though? It seemed like an experimental thing back then.
I think it's good for recovery for back-to-backs without, having to travel as much. You're getting a back-to-back out the season, and, you get to get home at a reasonable time to get the proper rest and recovery and hydration instead of getting on a flight. So I think it's cool. I typically like to have it in a nicer city and a day in between, so we can post up there for 3 or 4 days. But so I'm sure Portland's cool with being in Phoenix for it.
Your take on the early solid production from Shady Sharp. He's a Kentucky guy.
Yeah.
Wanted to work at half of them.
Yeah.
You usually ride for Kentucky guys, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I just, I root for everybody in general, especially young players coming to this league. Everybody in here I have a lot of respect for. And, me not watching as much college basketball as I used to, I'm kind of, learning about players in their rookie year and kind of through pre-draft instead of watching them as much as I used to watch college basketball. But, just seeing what he's able to do, seeing the team rally behind him and allowing him to play through mistakes and just throwing out there in the fire is always good for development and, similar assignments in a way you can just see the confidence on him. And, that's a big thing as a young player in the league.
Probably been seeing like everyone else retiring from that far. Your thoughts on like how that's similarly helpful?
I haven't paid much attention to it, to be completely honest.
Thanks, bud.
Thanks,
bud.
Mhm.
Thank you, sir. Hey, now, calf strain with players.
We're preparing as if he's going to play. When I saw the report, I think it was a week to two. Like guys like Dame, they heal pretty quickly. So we're just preparing that he's going to be out there. We'll see. He went through a good practice today, but we'll see how he responds to the practice. But we don't have like a definitive answer just yet. Not really. I mean, guys that put the work in, all these staffs around the league, they're vast in how they can help guys get back on the floor or keep guys healthy, whatever the case may be. So I'm not surprised, nor am I like, anything. It's just the way, just where we live. But we don't have a definitive, clear-cut answer as to whether or not he's going to play tomorrow. He did go through a full practice, though. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that we know that he can make that shot, and teams respect it because they keep contesting it. So we want our guys to, have the mentality that even when they miss, to keep shooting the ball, especially when they have open shots. He's done a good job of mixing the pop and the dive in pick and rolls on offense this year. And we like that balance. I think it can keep teams off balance for sure. It does for us when we're playing against a pick and pop big. But that big has the ability to roll. It can throw off your pick and roll coverages at times. So we kind of like that mix.
Simon's has already had a few games this year where he's gone nuts. What did you see from him so far?
He's gone nuts. I mean, he's just he's not even like a good young player. He's young, but he's just a good player. The ability to make tough shots is something that I didn't account for when I first started watching him play. Now he's making shots off the bounce. He's in catch shot. He's in the mid range. He's at the rim. He's just a really good player. He's got great size, and he's explosive. I mean, he won the dunk contest. So, a guy that can shoot the ball and have that kind of explosion he's a tough cover for everybody.
With Dame out, Coach Phillips is turning to sharp the rookie. Speaks to how much you trust him. I would assume. What have been your thoughts watching him?
I mean, I didn't know much about him until my son started telling me about him because of the high school stuff, and then you start looking at his ability to cover so much ground for an athlete. But then, the first game of the year, I think he had 3 threes. I didn't know he could shoot it like that. And he must have had a really good camp for Chauncey to trust a rookie in that role, because they have guys on their bench that have played in NBA games. His athleticism jumps out to you, but when you watch him, he's making really good plays. He's cutting when he needs to cut. He's spacing when he needs to space. He moves it, when a guy is open. And then defensively, I've watched him. He's got a knack for staying in front of the ball, using his athleticism to help him on the defensive end. So he's a good player. They found a really good, long, athletic prototype wing that fits the style of play in the NBA.
Coach, Monty said that Shady reminds him a lot of Brandon Roy and Vince Carter. You coached Brandon Roy in your first 2 years in the league, coach. So, do you see any similarities, comparison you've seen so far?
I haven't watched him enough to say that, but Chauncey's a good study. I mean, he's seeing him every day. You know, the pace for a young guy, that's the one thing I noticed with him. You can't speed him up. You know, that's what I saw with Brandon. I coached Brandon his rookie year in summer league, and that was the first thing I noticed was no matter what the game or the speed of the game was doing, he just stayed at his pace, and you see a little bit of that with Shaden. So Chauncey said it. Chauncey's well studied and knows the league, so I would take him at his word. Not a shot. Nah, they only watch the players that they think are gonna be in the lottery. That's all they watch. Trying to get them to watch guys that just know how to play, and you know how kids are, man. Everybody's got a YouTube degree, man. You just watch YouTube all day. It's hard. I don't know. I didn't ask anybody what it meant. I don't know. I know how long this road has been for him, and if I had to guess, I mean, it's got to be a huge relief to get back out there and not just get in the game, but make a meaningful bucket in the game and play big minutes. Not heavy minutes, but those were important minutes for us. But I did hear the bench kind of go off when he knocked down a shot. Dario's a guy that everybody wants to see succeed. I mean, I say that it's kind of weird because we always want to see your teammates or people that you coach succeed, but he's just one of those guys that we've watched endure so much. A couple of injuries. He's been out for over a year. You know, he went out of his way to get himself ready for camp by going to play with his national team when he didn't have to. And it says a lot about him. So I'm sure that everybody felt really good about him getting on the floor and knocking down the shot the other day. Thanks.